You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and my goodness. Well, one thing is clear. WNBA fans, sports fans are fed up. And you may be like, well, Rhodes, what are sports fans fed up with? Well, they're fed up with two things, actually. Both involving the WNBA, and they're getting crushed. Now, over on the big channel earlier, I did the video involving Diamond DeShields and the brutal, a lot of people are calling it an assault on Caitlin Clark from last night. And in fact, the WNBA decided to make a post, and I'll show it to you in just a second. But of course, this is the file from last night. Boom. I mean, is that Ed Reed out there? What's going on here? I mean, seriously. And of course, you see Diamond DeShields just hammer Caitlin Clark. This was a flagrant foul, but look, people are way past pissed about this because we've had multiple incidents, right? Kennedy Carter, blah, blah, blah. And right here, stop the targeted hits before someone gets seriously hurt. The F is wrong with you ass clowns. Okay, well, you're like, damn, where did that come from? That came from this post the WNBA put up just a couple of hours ago. The Game Changers. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are redefining what it means to be a rookie. Together, they are shaping the future of women's basketball, proving that the next generation is here and they're unstoppable. Welcome to the W. And you might be like, wow, well, what is people so bent out of shape about that post? Well, after last night's drumming, no pun intended with Andre Drummond and Angel Reese, but after last night's drumming, people have now, look, they played, the last time they played, there was still, Caitlin would have like 3 good games and then 2 okay games and then like 4 good games and 1 okay game. But as we know, Caitlin Clark's been on this absolute terror streak for about, 8 to 10 weeks now. And people really was watching last night. It was on ION, which is actually on free television, over-the-air antenna. But clearly a lot of people was watching the game. And people are done with the bullshit. They're like, stop mentioning Angel Reese in the same breath with Caitlin Clark. People are done with it. So there's 2 things going on here. People are fed up with them putting the 2 together. There's a lot of Angel Reese is a role player, is a character actor. And Caitlin Clark is the main superstar. There's a lot of that, and there's a lot of the WNBA getting absolutely crushed over this foul and not doing anything about it. I mean, look, the WNBA put this post up, and it was instant regret time because you were about to get drugged, and they did. Adam Stroller, DraftKings, and FanDuel have officially removed all futures for WNBA Rookie of the Year. Caitlin Clark was a minus 3,000 prior to the Chicago game. Putting greatness next to mediocre again? When will y'all learn? People are done with this. They are done with it. Bullshit. AR didn't change college basketball, and she sure as shit isn't doing anything for the WNBA. CC, on the other hand, set a ton of college records and is now again in the WNBA, as well as resurrecting the worst team in the league to playoff contender. I mean, people are done with this. Can you please just accept the fact that Caitlin is the singular face of the WNBA for the next decade? Imagine if the NBA highlighted Dennis Rodman or Dwight Howard this much compared to MJ or Steph Curry. Every graphic. Hashtag Caitlin Clark. People are done. They're like, quit it. Stop putting them together. One is okay, and the other is a generational talent. People are done with it. Chicago Sky are 8-15 with Angel Reese when Angel Reese has a double-double, showing how meaningless that stat is with her getting it, while Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are 10-5 when she gets a double-double. End of discussion. They also tagged Stephen A. Smith, ESPN, and Dwayne Wade in that. This is when it got uglier. When are you going to stop all the violence Clark receives every game? Players are taking cheap shots at her and are getting away with it. Until you do that, you'll just remain stagnant as a league. People are fed up with the brutality that's being unleashed on Caitlin Clark. And Kathy Engelbert not seeming like she wants to do anything about it as a commissioner. One player looked unstoppable last night. The other needed backups put in so she could stat pad. Yeah, CC is moving the league away from dinosaur ball, and Reese is sending basketball skill back to the 1930s. People are just done. Can we stop pretending these two are comparable? Here we go again. Why are you letting players take hits on Caitlin? Flagrant hits should be fined. Video of Caitlin Clark being fouled. A regular foul, not a flagrant, technical, or anything. That's Goldberg destroying somebody. I can't exactly tell who it is. And man, get that clown Reese off this graphic. There's levels to this shit. Backfire. Instant regret. Instant regret. I mean, seriously. Just Caitlin. Period. Oh, man. I mean, honestly. Reese is very much stoppable. As the Sky have lost 5 in a row, and she's the worst finisher in the WNBA. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark generates more offense per points and assisted than any player in history. There's the one I showed you to start on that Diamond DeShields foul that they're getting just absolutely crushed on. How about this one? The next generation is coming next spring. Same shit, different song. The women's game needs to be fixed, as does the NC2A, to its officiating, especially when it's waiting for that extreme violent career-ending injury that referees tend to be docile calling. When the players create what is and isn't, that's the end of a long-term existence, just like the men's game. In other words, you see what this says, trash league. There's the foul again. People are pissed. Keep pushing that narrative. Caitlin Clark getting assaulted every game needs to stop. Y'all are going to kill your golden goose if that poor girl gets seriously injured via cheap shots. Angel Reese is a POS, dirty, racist player. She should be kicked out of the league for all the flagrant violations. Well, she hasn't necessarily done those herself. But, I mean, is she lighting her teammates up over the treatment of, you got 2 teammates now, Kennedy Carter and Diamond DeShields. Stop forcing Angel Reese on us. Last night was supposed to be pink Barbie night. All we saw were blue and red jerseys. She doesn't move motion. Wow. They're saying, look, Barbie night was overshadowed by Caitlin Clark jerseys and fever content. Stop. Caitlin and Angel are not on the same level. Enough with the gaslighting. Caitlin Clark is a superstar. Reese is not. See the difference? People are done. Angel Reese stat padding is disgraceful and disrespectful to the game. Never associate the two together. Man, I got to tell you. It's bad news for the WNBA today. They put that post up and got slaughtered. Either people didn't want to see Angel and Caitlin together anymore. People are done with it. They're like, nope. You're talking about generational greatness versus a character actor. You're talking about Clint Eastwood versus Jeffrey Lewis back in the day. And I like Jeffrey Lewis, but, people were like, "Who? What kind of dated reference is that?" I mean, how do I put this? Harrison Ford versus Mark Hamill. That's kind of, Harrison Ford was an A-list actor for 30 years, and Mark Hamill was voicing the Joker. Yeah, he did it well, but you get my point. In a cartoon, okay? And then the other thing is, are you going to keep this violent activity up towards Caitlin Clark until she gets hurt? And you blow everything you're building right now. You got to remember, fans were so angry they were threatening a boycott after Kennedy Carter. Because they was like, look, we just started watching your league, and if this is it, we don't want to be involved. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.